Good morning, everyone. This is Brenda with Garden Question. So I have decided it's time to pot up those little petunia seedlings that I had, and then also one of the Blue hydrangeas that I think have made it. We've actually had some warmer weather, but at any rate, doesn't really matter for us at the moment. So this is the potting soil that I use. It's Schultz. It's made in Canada. I like it because it already has the fertilizer in it for up to 6 months. It's 0.08, 0.012, 0.08. Phosphorus, all that kind of stuff, I believe. At any rate, I like to use gloves because I have used hot water and some soap and then washed everything down. I like to use gloves at this point because I don't want to do any cross-contamination with anything. You spend a lot of time on these plants doing these sorts of things, so it's not good just to simply ruin it with a cross-contamination. And this is the cross-contamination I'm talking about. Unfortunately, I did not sterilize these. I wanted to see what would happen, and that's what I got, so I know don't do that again. So I've got my potting soil in here. I put in some water. I'm going to put a little bit more in. This is one of the little seedlings that has made it. Only one. I did quite a few, I think probably like 25. So that one little one, yeah, well, I'll take it. So, and then, like I said earlier, this one. And this beautiful big one. This is the ruby one that I was telling you about in my other video that I just love. I didn't unfortunately take a picture of it in the summer, but I definitely will post one about that. So I'm going to put this in. I'm going to put a little bit more water in because I like to do warm water. I know for bacteria purposes that probably helps breed, but this is sterile. My gloves are sterile and my containers are sterile. So I'm hoping everything will be fine. So I'm going to add some water. Just going to mix it up. I find the warm water helps the roots spread out easier. And like a hair follicle, when you have warm water, it opens, would be my scientific theory on that, though I'm not a scientific person, but that's okay. I don't think scientific is a word, but why not? Alright, so that's all mixed. I think I'll do the little baby one first. So I'm going to fill it up halfway, and then I'm going to really press it in. Not super firm, but firm enough that we're not going to have any air bubbles. And you do want the roots to obviously be able to spread out. So that's another reason not to do it too firmly. If you see any extra little things, extra pieces of wood, that is one thing I've noticed with the Schultz potting soil. I love it. I do like those little pieces of wood for more, say, mature plants, because the breakdown and all that, all the nutrients is really good. But I find for our little baby starting plants that we're doing, obviously this is bigger than the plant. So maybe not such a good thing for a barrier for it for when it's trying to grow. Let's put that back in the bag. Okay, so we've got our potting soil. Now, the root on this is pretty small. So this is where I take off the gloves because I'm going to need my fingers for this part. I don't want to break it or have anything go wrong. It's the only one I've got, so I'm just trialing this to see if I can get it going. Okay, gonna need a fork, I think. Decided on a plastic spoon. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the end of the spoon first. I'm just going to do just a little bit. So 1/4 of an inch, maybe half. I think I'll go half just in case. And then, okay, I'm gonna take my glasses off because I can actually see better up close with my glasses off. My birthday's coming up in January. I'm gonna be 44 and I'm noticing a big change in my eyesight, which is not fun, but that's the way it goes. Okay, so just gonna try and find out where the root is. Dig down a bit. Just trying to loosen the soil around it. I think we got it. Now, when you're handling these baby plants, the best idea from what I have seen, and that's kind of my question, is you don't want to handle the plant, I believe, by the stem. I believe that's correct. You want to handle it by the leaves, because the leaves are stronger. So there's our baby plant, and of course it's attached. It's got some debris on it. It looks like some moss. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and get that off without ruining our baby. The other question I would have for somebody with more experience is, would you just leave that on and just plant the plant so you're not disturbing it too much? I think I'll just go near the bottom and try and get off what I can, because I don't think the root goes down that far. Just trying to be very careful. I'm not going to mess with that too much. I'm going to have to make my hole bigger though. I wish I could pass this to you and you could hold it for me. Okay. Put it there for now. Let's make our hole a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to push the soil off in a round circle motion. That's also going to pack in the soil around it, so I'll loosen it a bit because I don't want the soil to be too tight, too firm. Okay, I'm gonna go in and put that in, and then gently with my fingers, so I'm gonna try and have that hang out a bit, and then gently with my fingers move it out of the way so that I can push the soil down around it very gently. And again, not too firm, because you want to be able to spread the roots out, I believe. Another question you can answer. There's always lots of questions with gardening. That's one of the reasons why I love it. It's not boring, and usually it's not always set results. You can do everything right and still things can go wrong. But you can do some things that you just don't even realize that you're doing, and they come out fabulous, and you're like, what did I do? So yeah, it's kind of neat that way. Okay, so I think it's beautiful. I can't wait for it to come out a bit more. I think another question, what I'm supposed to do is, well, I guess there's kind of a couple of schools of thought. I could just put it on, I'm thinking about doing it on the heating pad. I think that's right to do. And then I also have one of the overhead lights over top. And I could just let it go like that, I think. But if that's not right, another thing I think I could do would have it in the dark for a few days. That's a good question. Is that something you do with petunias? Do you let them rest in the dark, or is that other things? And let the roots set, and then once the roots, you feel like the roots are set after those few days, come in and pinch this off so that it starts to branch out. And also, of course, you want to have it close to your overhead lights, at least as close as possible, from what I understand, so that this doesn't become long and leggy, because apparently the more air in between the plant and the light, the more leggy the plant will be, and then it won't have, my guess would be, as strong stems. I did read in one garden book, you can answer this too, that if you transplant the plant twice and cut off little bits, increments of it, like a third of the plant every time you transplant it, that it will be a bushier plant, a thicker plant, and obviously yield more flowers or fruit. So that's all questions I have too. I have lots of questions. All right, so this one is good. Now I think we're supposed to add some water, so I'll just do that. Now this is kind of an interesting thing that I do. I have 10 ml syringes, and so when I'm watering little baby plants, I like to use this because it helps not obviously traumatize the plant in any way, because it's such a gentle thing of putting on. You could mist it too. That wouldn't be any problem either, as far as I'm aware. Just rinse it. I want to do it warmer. Like, again, I think warm water really is one of those things. I've never heard it talked about on any garden video, but I just know my own experience from when I was a hairdresser. I still am, I'm certified and all that, but it was another lifetime ago for me. But I know that warm water opens things up, and I'm thinking that would be a beneficial thing for all the plant things that I do. I don't want it too hot. So I don't need a ton of water because I already moistened my soil with warm water previously. So, it's so pretty. And then just gently around. And then let her sit. I think I'll name this one Beatrice. It just seems like such a strong survivor, and Beatrice is a really nice name. Why not, right? Okay, now I'd like to be able to see what I'm doing for the next part, and that is the 2 hydrangeas. So don't need this one because I actually thought I had another one, but I don't. Unfortunately. So this I don't need either, and I do need both of these. So on go the gloves. I'll let you look at this beautiful hydrangea while I'm getting my gloves on. Hope you all have had a wonderful Christmas. Yesterday was Christmas, today's Boxing Day. Boxing Day is when you go and buy lots of other things that are supposed to be on sale. But who knows if they're really on sale. Okay, so I'm going to fill these 2 up, and again, it's already pre-moistened warm water that's been added to the soil. So halfway in, I'm pressing it down. More. Okay, so I don't use any fancy dibbler or anything like that. I literally just use my finger and just spread things out. And again, I'm not cross-contaminating anything because I'm using gloves for this part, just like I did for the Petunia. So that's my hole because I think this one has a good root system on it. As you can see, the roots are growing out of it. My shaky hands. It's not that I'm nervous. Whew, it's just, yeah. Life is life sometimes. And then there is this little one, which is really amazing. It's my only hope. This one, obviously, I don't think there's much to it, but I'm going to try and leave it alone. And then there's this one. So this one. Pressing that in. Perfect amount. That was lucky. Okay. So again, no fancy dibbler, just using my fingers. Pressing the soil off to the side, but not so firmly that the soil is like rock hard, but firmly enough, obviously, that you're getting the air out. Okay. All right, now the tricky part. So I'm going to take my gloves off. Should be doing that the medical way. It would be a lot faster. There's a right way and a wrong way to take off gloves, learn that. Okay, so I'm going to start with the little one. And we'll see what the roots are like. Not so easy part, and I don't want to hurt this little one. So when I'm taking pots out, I like to start at the bottom and just press in gently on both sides. So down here and here. I also like to turn it upside down so that gravity might help me here. Okay. So I see one problem already. Oh no. Okay, maybe not. Okay. Are those roots or are they not? Oh, maybe. But you see, oh, looks like there's some root right here. I don't know if this is dead. Oh, I see roots here. I don't know if you can see, but right there, there's some minuscule microfiber type roots going on. Okay, so there's hope. So what I really want to make sure that I do is make sure my soil is really wet, which it is. So I'm going to put it in, at least at the depth or more, just to give it a really good chance of what it was at previously. Firm that in. I have some good hope for this one. I think we'll get there. I'm gonna push down just a smidge more. I find obviously the more stem you have in, the better chance you have of things rooting. Might not always end up at the level that you want it to, but at least you've got a fighting chance. Alright, so I'm gonna get my water. Just gonna move these two out of the way. Good thing about right in front of the cabinet here, everything's really accessible. Yep, feels good. So again, lukewarm to warm. That's my preference. Not scientifically proven, but works for me somewhat. We'll see. I think it will. Okay. So I'm just putting the water all the way in. Let that soak through. So we still got our baby one. We've got this one. So Petunia, hydrangea. Love, I love hydrangeas. Okay, so that is where we'll leave that one. I feel the water. Paper towel down so it'll absorb. Here's my hole right now for the big one. Now this one has been really exciting. This one has been the one that has done the best, obviously. So again, pinch. Now I've got a problem because I got a baby coming out here and I've got roots and I don't want to break that. So my best option I think is to hold it here and pinch out from the bottom and hope for the best. Yeah, it's coming. So I'm pinching two sides and then I'm pinching the other sides. Wow, look at this. This is exciting. Wow. Yay. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That makes my day. Look at that. You couldn't ask for a better rooted implant. Wow. Got some stuff I really don't want here. It's because like I said before, I didn't sterilize this container, so I've got a few things growing out. It's just mostly moss. Okay. Oh, so pretty. So beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make my hole bigger now because I did not expect that. I saw this growing up here all the time, but I really honestly, oh, see there's another one there. A node. And there's another node there. Wonderful. Can't even tell you how that makes me feel. So now that I've emptied the space out, I'm going to try that. I'm going to put them on the bottom of the heat pad with the light over top for the next week and a half, and then we'll go from there. I'm getting really close to my prime time of starting up my seeds. I like to start in the middle of January because I find that it worked last year. Okay, so going to make my hole bigger all the way down to the bottom. So I figure with this one I'm gonna have to, probably in about a month, switch it over again to a bigger pot. Very carefully now, because I have these side ones too. So I'm going to tuck these side ones in first, very gently, and just press down ever so gently. Because the goal for me is to get these roots all covered. Now I have a lot of begonias growing with their roots in water. That's back at the inside greenhouse that I have going. Sorry, my brain just did a blank on me there. And they've done really well in the water, but I'm gonna have to pot those up because I can't believe how well they've done too. So that is fabulous. So it's not perfect. I personally would like a little bit more depth and a little bit more soil, but I know I don't have much room to go on here. So like I said, in about a month I'm gonna have to transplant this one again. And here's a question: should I go in and tip this off? I think that would be a good idea, just to branch it out more and get some more flowers off of it, potentially. But they bloom off of last year's growth with the nodes. So I'm thinking I might just leave it and see how it goes. I don't know. I can't really decide right now. I'm just really excited that the roots have taken so well. So I've got some more water here in this syringe, so I'm just going to water it in. And when I took it out of the pot, the roots felt a little bit like it was starting to dry out a bit. And of course, you never want that. And hydra means water, hydrangea, water, flower. So these puppies need a lot of water. I don't have a drip irrigation system. This is my waterer. I spend a lot of time watering, but it's also good therapy out there in the gardens. So that's Petunia and 2 hydrangeas. We're gonna watch these and see how they do. I also have some little baby petunia seeds that have come up from the bag method. Not 100% satisfied, but I think it's because I had it too low down, and I think it needed to be higher up under an overhead light and on top of the heating pad. I've never tried to do it. Well, it's the first time I've done it. Apparently some people try doing it in the dark on top of a desk, and that seems to work for them. Like the regular room temperature is fine enough, but I don't know where they're from, and I don't know the regular room temperature. Ours is usually 68, but that's why I have the greenhouse, and that's why I try and... Hi there. Of course, we get to the end of the video and the tips and tricks section. So I do firmly believe that using the syringe is a definite wonderful helper to getting our plants to easily enjoy being bathed in the water. Who wouldn't like that on them? It's pretty relaxing. So the other tip / trick that I like, of course, has to do with the temperature of the water. I find with my seedling starting and my plants and my cuttings that when I was a hairdresser back in the day, a lifetime ago it feels, definitely, when we were processing a perm or processing a color, we would add heat, and heat would help things to open. So the follicle would open, it would absorb the color better. So in plants, I feel it would absorb the nutrients better and the water better, thus allowing it to grow better. So I do feel that this is something that is not ever talked about. I don't think it's commonly known. That's the little things that the insiders know from different things that they can draw from to bring to the gardening to help us get better yields and better, healthier plants and stronger plants. So that's something I think is a great thing. Let me know in the comment section if you feel that's something you'd like to try or something you've had results with. I'd be very interested to know, and I'm sure others would too. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching this video. I know it's been a bit long, but it's been really fun. So again, thank you. I can't wait to talk to you through the comments. Take care. Bye-bye.